Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Liverpool podcast. Barbados edition featuring Bayesian Reds TV with the OGs, Barnes and Pops, where we discuss all things Manchester United, unfortunately, and discussing all things Liverpool. Also, very unfortunately, from a Manchester United perspective. Make sure you subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV, though. Links underneath in the description. I think I've added it to the title. If I've not, let me know in the chat or I'll double check that. Big up to everyone who's joining over from the raid as well. Manchester United, speaking of them, and Mbeumo, third bid from Manchester United incoming, it seems. It seems that's going to be the third. The third bid will be the one that gets it done. But who knows with Manchester United? And also, ongoing rumor, I should say. Will Liverpool sign Alexander Isak? Liverpool splashing the cash, man. Like they won the lottery or something. Big money on Verts, Frimpong, Kirkez, and it seems Isak might be on the way through the door. You see these smiling Bayesians in the back, man. Nothing worse than the happy Caribbean people when it's against your team, you know. It is the worst. But big up Barnes, big up Pops in the call. You man saying, man. You man good. What's going on?
You good, man. What are you hating?
That's all I got, man. What do you mean? What about it? That's all I got. It's just straight hate. That's it. Because you lot doing good business, so you know it means you're doing something right.
You better get Mbeumo over the line. That's all they're telling you.
Yeah. Be calm, man. Mbeumo's not my issue. It's more so getting rid of these players. That's where the issue's like. That's my major concern. He's not doing Mbeumo. Pops, what you saying? You good?
Hermanos, ha pasado tanto tiempo. Es una bendición estar con ustedes de nuevo. Que tengamos un buena transmisión.
This guy, yo. Wait, can we get the translation?
Pops fan.
It's been a while.
Yeah, learning Spanish, show you doing the Trent thing.
Such a blessing to be with you again. Let's have a great stream. I had that one locked and loaded for a couple of weeks ago, so I just kept it.
There we go. I love that. Oh yeah, because you missed one of the shows that we did when we was talking about the whole Trent situation. You were trying to wind up Barnes in the chat. Yeah, I remember. I remember vividly. I do. Big up to Sido already, who's dropped information on both United and Liverpool as well. I didn't know there was all this information surrounding Liverpool. Also, big up to everyone else in the chat. Please make sure you run up the likes. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Share out across all the socials. Follow. Yes, it's flawless. The new Twitter. Make sure you follow the Twitter, follow the Instagram, Sarcasm City TV across all socials. Just as important, subscribe to the channel. Road to 16K here. And subscribe also to Bayesian Reds TV as well, people. Make sure you do so. And keep all your comments, questions, United or Liverpool related as well. Yeah. I know his pop's going to join Real Madrid Fan TV. Did the Trent, man? Did the Trent? So clearly you was Pops, you was unbothered about the Trent talking Spanish.
Nah, well, I just did it. Not too good, but give me 2 more weeks and I'll sound better.
You know what?
It's really not that deep.
Yeah, you weren't fussed about. I knew you weren't fussed. You wasn't going to be fussed about it. And then even your reaction to it is like, all right, cool. Obviously, Barnes and others weren't too happy about it.
Stay tuned for the German, don't worry. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. YG Jazz.
Yeah, you just that German show going on. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But Barnes, we'll go to you, man. Isak. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you had the diverse business. But yeah, Isak, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. The noise surrounding it. So your thoughts, you think it's possible? You think it gets done? Is it just more noise? Obviously, I know you don't want to sign him, so I'm not even going to ask you whether you want him, but thoughts on like the rumor surrounding it?
It's rumors right now. I ain't see Isak and in a transfer bid, so until he do that, he ain't gonna go nowhere. To be honest with you, that's the truth. Because even if Liverpool put in a bid and Newcastle accept, if he don't accept on his side, what's the point, right? What's the point? I honestly thought it's just wanted to be over with so we can get a striker, because I need a striker into the team, a good one too. Either hijack Gorkarez or which will piss you off, which is good.
Gyökeres is out now. Arsenal bound. He rejected us, in the race. You know what I'm saying? He said he prefers Arsenal. That's their look. That's you lot's fight. We ain't involved in that.
Well, Arsenal is just a small club. So that ain't even to be honest. It is what it is.
Yeah, Pops, did you not know that Gyökeres' preferred destination is Arsenal? That's what a report said over us. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but I'm sure your preferred destination is somewhere in the Caribbean, but there you are in Manchester, right?
Yeah, but
I'm just saying. Just saying.
I don't know. The heat might take me out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'd survive, man. I don't think I'd survive in the Caribbean.
You'll take a little water, Jess. You'll take a little water, Jess. You can take a little water, Jess.
I think it'd be a while. Like they say, get acclimatized to a new league. I don't think I'd be like, send me back.
You can take a while. It can take a while. The heat different. You take a while.
I struggle with the heat over here. At times I'm struggling now. No overestimate. I'm just saying, but I hear your overall point. But yeah, that's his preferred destination is Arsenal.
If he addicted to losers, then good on him. He ain't going there to win, that's for sure.
You don't think they can turn that around if they sign him? They get Eze, new manager.
New manager is the key point there, but Arteta is still on board. So until he's there. Unless he goes, then I would change my tune. But while he is there, I ain't changing my tune. They can be losers.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I don't see it happening with him there. But yeah, that's the fault. So yeah, you're just at the point with Isak where if it's not him, just get a deal done. Because this one seems to be rumbling on. Because let me actually check. What's the actual news here? Let me see. 1 second. Because I actually dropped some information regarding the areas. In July, I think from Liverpool's perspective, they'll still work out the Alexander Isak situation. Liverpool are not wanting to give up on Alexander Isak. You can't move now because the situation with Newcastle isn't clear, and Liverpool will wait to understand, is there an opportunity to move for Isak? And if there is, of course, they will place a bid. That will be their priority to see whether that dream target is feasible. So that's from Ben Jacobs, TalkSport, Jacobs Ben on Twitter, who's actually been fairly reliable this summer so far.
Yeah.
So he's been spot on with a hell of a lot, Ben Jacobs. So it seems you lot are waiting. Newcastle, I'm guessing that's some form of maybe PSR issues or maybe players they're looking at, because they were looking at Mbeumo. He was also looking at, they had a bid rejected for Alanga. They've also been linked to Madueke. So it seems they're attempting, I think João Pedro as well.
João Pedro.
Was in for João Pedro.
No, he gone Chelsea.
Yeah, hey, you see that, people? Being in the Champions League is not all it's cracked up to be. I ain't getting rejected by João Pedro, but it's a whole different conversation. But go on, carry on.
Yeah, it's Newcastle got make decisions on what they want to do because, like you said, they're very close to their PSR issues. I mean, they could sign a player, but it's not no big name or big money transfer player to bolster their squad. And we could all be honest, their squad ain't deep. So I don't know how they can compete in all four in England and then Champions League and expect to get good results and everything. They need to deepen their squad. And unfortunately with them, they can't do anything with the PSR issue. So they gotta let go of big name player, either Bruno or Isak.
Isak or Tonali or Gordon or something.
Gordon, yeah, I don't know how much people can be in for Gordon, to be honest.
That quieted down because you know were heavily linked with him a while back. And then
I think that was a small screen flawless, to be honest with you.
What did you think it was? For what? What did you think it was a smoke screen for?
Just people talking for talking's sake. Unless somebody come.
I think it was on the PSR though, Barnes. That was on the edge as well. So they were on the edge last year. So what they were saying is move him, or remember they moved the guy Minter? Is it Minter? Minte?
Yeah, Minte, to Brighton.
Yeah. So they had to move somebody out to get under the line, and the options were there. So Gordon was an option because he was with us, and because he's a Scouser family, still Liverpool. So obviously, big grab. Obviously, that would have been an easy link. And then they were obviously some of the fans were saying, yeah, let's get him back because he was in the academy at 10 or 11 or whatever it was. But once they let Minter go, then it gave them the leverage that they needed. They need a right winger though. They need a right-sided player because Murphy can give you the sort of production this season that he did last season. So they need somebody to help him on that side, which is probably why they were looking at the likes of Mbeumo. I guess Madueke to a certain degree as well. Alanga, yeah, you can see why. But you can't sell Bruno G for any midfield because then you lose your dominance. Bruno G and Tonali, Joe Linton as a three of the hardest midfielders to play against. If you write down all the midfields on paper, I think that's probably the most physical one you got in the Premiership.
Agreed.
And they will if they carry that sort of physicality into Europe, that's going to be a challenge for other teams too. Now, if you don't have the potency in attack, so if you don't get that right-sided player, then you still have an issue. And if you don't have a backup for Isak himself, because I don't think they really have a top number 9 backup, so they got a couple things that they need to sort as well. So, but I mean, they hold all the carrots. Isak got a 3-year deal. Big up my man Stoley. Isak got a 3-year deal. He's our resident Geordie in Barbados, and we was having a laugh the other day. Tell him I gotta see if Isak signs an extension next season, because obviously it's 3 years now on a deal, so it's easier for you to say, well, now I ain't doing any business, and we could say, all right, let's sort of step back for a year and see what happens. Because when you're down to 2 years, then it's one name, all right, sign the extension now, or is it you looking to run it down? So if he doesn't sign the extension during the course of this season, then maybe he's still looking at the possibility of making a move depending on how well they do in the Champions League. Because you don't want it to be a one and done. Yeah, you made the Champions League, but you don't want to just have one season in and then next season you finish 5th or 6th or whatever, and then you don't do well enough in the Champions to get back in, and you're still back at that square one looking at the same PSR situation where a Bruno G and Isak and the Gordon and the Tonali, whatever, going to be saying, well, yeah, this ain't really working out long term. We ain't got a deep enough squad to contend in Europe, so you got to jump. And a smart manager might be able to say, well, if I get rid of 1 or 2 of them, then I can buy 4 or 5 players. That gives me the flexibility to get back in. And obviously, as a fan base, you don't want to see your best players leave, but sometimes that actually can work out for you.
Yes.
But it's funny that they're the richest club in the world and they can't buy players. That's funny. They can buy every other club in the Premiership if they wanted to, but they can't buy players. That's mad.
That's good.
Blame Chelsea and City for that, yes.
Yeah. That's a whole direct result of not being in Europe consistently, right? That's a big cause for them not being able to spend, although they got the money. It's fine. It's weird. It is weird. Yeah,
I think Villa in a similar situation to it.
Yeah, I just want Nunes sold to Napoli, and then we gonna get our striker.
You think it's him? Because that, according to reports, there is stating that you're obviously waiting on Newcastle's situation to see what's what, and it seems it's a move you are going to make. You do indeed make a bid, because if you drop big money, do they say no to that? Probably not. If you not drop the 110 or whatever it is, they don't say. Fuck.
It might be a long game. It might not happen in summer. It might happen next summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you mean the year after?
Yeah, if we put 120 as a bid for Isak, Newcastle don't turn that down. £120.
Yeah,
they don't turn that down. No chance.
I don't think they turn it down either. Anything north of £100 million, I don't think they turned down.
If I was them, I would, to be honest.
Squabble.
Oh yeah, if I was them, I'd turn it down. Don't strengthen you lot. But why would you turn it down? Why are you saying that, Pops?
Because it's the merry-go-round or the domino effect. Joe Pedro's already going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Where Sesko doesn't look like he's settled. Gyökeres doesn't look like he's settled. Osherman doesn't seem to have a home either. Any of the three of them, the sort of players that you want that can carry to the next level. Because Isak has you at a point. If you sell him and buy, you got to buy something that can take you almost close to that point with something else.
Yeah.
Because you got to sell it to the fans. I sold my best player because that gets me these 3 players. Him, and him. Now, I don't know who those 3 players are, but you could strengthen on the right and then get 2 options up front. Is that going to be enough to keep you in the hunt? To keep you in the Champions League as well as in the hunt for top 5? Is it now? Is it guaranteed that he's going to be 5th every year now for us?
It'll probably be 5
spots in Europe all the time. So is it going to guarantee you a 5th spot if you do that? Because that's essentially that's the movie to pull the trigger. That's what we have to say. this 120 million is going to guarantee me 5th or Champions League win or Premier League win. That's you have to be in Europe again. You can't be one and done. I mean, in the Champions League, Newcastle can't just win and come back out. Can't.
Nah, agree. No, it's fully that. Is there anyone? We'll go to you, man. Because you mentioned about bringing a striker. Obviously, Isak could be top of that list. Is there anyone of the strikers you look at and go, all right, if it's not Isak, go get me him? Because you seem fed up with the situation already.
I would have to say, out of all of them, it would have to be Osimhen for me. He's a goal getter. Ekitike is unproven, in my opinion. I mean, one season, I had that already with Nunes, and I got PTSD with that situation again. So I really don't want to, you know what I mean, potential nor project and say, let me see if this can kick. We need to destroy England next year as a team, as Liverpool, run away with the league, win the other 2 titles, get the treble in England, and head to Champions League and win the Champions League too. It's a quad for me. I want next year all the belts flawless. I'm being greedy, man. Greedy. I want everything. Give me Osimhen. I know he can score goals, and he can be a problem. In Liverpool, for people to match up against him, you can't.
You ain't gonna sell me on him. He's been top of my list. You ain't gonna sell me on Osimhen.
Yeah. Out of all of them, I take him. Out of all of them, I take him. And I ain't even care about the wages. We're making enough money. Duran, H-Man has, he going to with Mourinho, but he's
going for the back on loan, but people tell me there's no one in the market.
He's a head case though.
Cool.
Nah. He punched up the Colombian head coach.
Yeah, we need some of that. Cool. Good. Couldn't you slap the who was it? The Bournemouth bench or somebody? Took someone's glasses off.
Wolves.
That was it. Thank you. Yeah. Whoever it was, couldn't you slap someone? It was Bournemouth or some in the FA Cup game. Cool. Like I'm good.
Look at Prime.
Prime joke, man. It is. Like,
yeah.
I need some of that. People say, "Oh, he's a bit mad." Cool. Yeah, I'm like, we need some of that. We need some aggression in it. It's too nice, but that's just me.
Durando for me is an impact sub. I think he's better as an impact sub coming off the bench. As a starter, I don't know if he has the same impact.
Yeah, because obviously we're looking at it from different perspectives, which I get for you lot.
Yeah,
that's us. Run me that, man. That them 2 South American madmen up top. Oh yeah. Him and Cunha. All right.
You got 0027 there, so yeah, I can understand that you would take the head case for sure. I get it. What? I get it. You see Crab say he see Cunha and Maguire chopping it up.
Yeah, cool. Whatever the case may be, like, I'm with that. Like, I don't worry about person A. That's why you get paid, man manage.
Yeah.
I say, he's a bit crazy. He's a bit, man manage. That's what it is.
No, he's not the man for me.
Yeah. I have some crazy individuals on this channel. Guess what? Manage. That's what it is. Like, manage. Like, figure it out. But yeah, with Duran, yeah, I've been a big fan. I think he's quality. But it is what it is. And yeah, I see Sham because people keep mentioning that about the money side of things. As you said, Duran won't come to the Premier League right now, because if he comes back to the UK less than a year working abroad, he'll get taxed 40% of the millions he's made. Same reason why Hendo joined Ajax. You know what? You work out around that. You work a way around that. All right, you're going to lose X amount, but we're going to give you X amount on the other side. Figure it out. Business, like, there's ways around this, man. Buy him a house or something. There's ways around this. I will give you this. Buy him a house and a car or some whatever he lost out on. And here's some shares. Here's some stock. Build something back in Colombia. Yo, negotiate. I say this all the time. Negotiate. Maybe I've been watching too much of the Power and Wire and shit like that. Negotiate. There's ways around this. If he's losing X amount of millions, offer him something that makes him go, hey, you know what? Hey, man, we going to fix you back up in home in Colombia. The area you grew up from, we going to put this there. All right. Do something. Again, there's just no way around. Like, there's ways around these things. And you have the resources to do so. Yeah, man, we gonna buy you, I don't know, your mom, your favorite out of the house. All right, bet. Saves me having to do it.
I think because it's a loan, Flawless. If it wasn't a loan deal, he'd probably go the route that you were talking. But I think his option right now is to come back on loan, not necessarily on a permanent deal. So the money that he loses out on, you're basically saying, well, I'm gonna gamble on him for a year to that extent. Is he really worth it? I guess the question is he worth? You probably running numbers in the back, all of that shares and on top, and how much that 40% differential is. And you say, nah, I could as well go and buy this guy permanent because this is a 1 year something to see if it works.
Yeah. For me personally, I think he's worth it. But I hear your point. Like from a United perspective, I was saying on loan, yes. Like whether it's permanent or on loan, I'm like, he's right there. As soon as I heard, he's like having issues over there, he wants to leave. Go and talk. Sit down and again negotiate and just see what happens. Worst that case scenario is you don't strike a deal. Yeah, and then Fab say it's all over. I don't even know if it's loan or permanent. Go on. Sorry about
you so far in the dumps, big my man. You down there sound like a beggar on the side of the street begging for change, bro.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Big bad man, Manchester United in this state, and I love it.
Asking my club to do the basics. All I hear is, this player wants this amount, or this can't be. Why is it always this can't be? Again, chat to man. I keep saying this. Like you mentioned Osherman. I keep hearing, he wants big money. Sit down at the table and see what he wants and figure out a way to work around it. And then you know what? He might say, because he's not got a lot of options. There's only a handful of clubs in Europe who can actually afford him. He's running there's very, very few.
He's running out.
Chelsea is an option that seems to have gone off. You got United, you got Liverpool, you got Arsenal. I'm trying to think. It's probably it. PSG ain't looking for a striker.
Newcastle. If the sale were to go through, it might be a situation where
maybe Newcastle.
You could say him out, him in, whatever. But
maybe Newcastle. So you're talking 3 or 4 clubs who can actually afford, even let's say it is the 300k or 250 or 200. You're talking very few because you want to be playing at a high profile club or a high level or both.
Yeah.
So
maybe for Newcastle, he's got 1 year left on his deal, right?
Yeah, he's got 1 year left of his deal. Said, why don't you try to get a loan for him?
So maybe Newcastle, if we were to get the Isak, maybe Newcastle take him on a loan and pay him the wages he want, and maybe he does that.
For real? Again,
and then they can spend the money we got from Isak for Isak and turn around and spend it on a proper right winger. Maybe go in West Ham and get Kudos or something on the right side to bolster there and get another player for squad depth. Maybe that's what they do. It would make sense.
100%. I definitely would. It definitely would. And you lot continue to run up the likes as well, man. I see you lot in the chat. Big up. More things, Liverpool as well. Oh, yeah, the Guehi news, the information. We even spoke about this. Liverpool will only advance their interest in Mark Guehi if Crystal Palace asking price drops. Liverpool have no plans to pay 45 to 50 million pounds. Would need to be well south of this bracket. Liverpool are still assessing whether Guehi is a genuine market opportunity. That's a new one. I heard that. Market opportunity. Palace, serious. Just to add to the list. Palace to open the sale, but Guehi hasn't ruled out running down his current deal. Right? He doing the Trent thing. Crazy. Game time, key for Guehi in a World Cup year. Liverpool also have other targets. Understand Richard Hughes is primarily focused on the 18 to 22 age bracket. Liverpool are inclined to bring in a defender who is Ajaro Kwanzaa's age or younger, unless a deal for Guehi is simply too strong to not proceed with. There's appreciation. There we go. That's another one for you people. Appreciation for Jarrell Hato, which is shared by Chelsea and Arsenal. Liverpool looked at Dean Hulson earlier this summer, but soon realized he was prioritizing Real Madrid once they entered the race. Lenny Yoro and Levi Colwell also historical targets. The former wanted immediate assurances of minutes, which Liverpool couldn't guarantee. Both players further evidence of the ideal profile Liverpool are looking for, and that is from Ben Jacobs. So, hey, big up Sai for dropping all that info. Thoughts on that? The Guehi deal, and you lot not looking to pay the 45 to 50 million, and segue that into the Kanate situation as well. Barnes.
45, 50 million is a lot for a player in his last year on his contract. Mm-hmm. From a Palace standpoint, I think they're asking for way too much. Now, if that's 30 million pounds, grab that deal all day, every day. But if they keep holding out for that, he can run out the deal, then you move on. Hato is a good player. I would like Hato in Liverpool. That's a good young player you can have, and he's left back cover too to play the left back position. So that would be nice. That would definitely be nice. Plus, they got other players you could look at. You got Villa, who in PSR problems.
True that.
Konza.
Okay.
You got there are different options out there. You can go and get Fofana.
Which Fofana? Chelsea Fofana?
No.
Which
one?
There's so many Fofanas.
Relegated, the one in France.
Leon.
Oh, the one plays for Leon. Okay.
Yeah. Because it seems that the Diaz situation ain't going away. That's the truth.
Oh, what would you like? What's looking to sell him?
I don't even want to sell him, but it looks like bids coming in, and the rumors is his camp ain't very happy with what our asking price for him. I don't know, but would they expect us to give him away for a bag of cheesies? But I mean, still. I mean, it's business, man. We value him at 80 million. You want him? Or Barcelona come and pay the 80 million?
Well, you are valuing Diaz at 8 EMs.
That's what we want him.
He's selling him to Saudi.
He's got 2 years left.
For Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
8 EMs. Yeah, that means you just don't want to sell him then. That's what that is.
If you want him, you can pay what we want for him. Otherwise, shut up. That's what we basically.
It's Barcelona. We know what they don't even want to pay 40 for Rashford.
Exactly.
And they're interested in and they going in for Williams. Well, that's their guy. They're going in for Williams. Inaki Williams from Bilbao. I was in Nico. Whichever, the one that plays on the left-hand side for Spain. Nico Williams, that's the one.
Nico Williams.
That's the one. Strange, but yeah, you like 85 M's for Diaz. Fez. What you saying about Pops with Guehi?
If he were to come in, he's definitely an improvement on Kwanzaa. And that's not to say that Kwanzaa is rubbish, because I like Kwanzaa. I liked it. When he got sold, they say, all right, his way, money out. I see the buyback is there, so that if he does live up to the potential, hopefully he comes off the OnlyFans. Yeah, gets away from the OnlyFans and leaves his snow to Flawless. And does we need to go on football pitch.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Whoa. What's up, my guy, YG?
But,
hey. What is going on here?
Leave the snow bunnies alone. But obviously 45 to 50 million for the last year is too much for Guehi, and 50 million is what also went for. Kwanzaa went for 30 plus add-ons. So you're looking at somewhere, I guess, like 35 plus add-ons if you're looking at Guehi, to be honest. Yeah, that's Kwanzaa's deal at 35, total package 40, whatever the case may be. So you're not looking to pay much more or in and around what you're paying for him, because he would have had a longer contract. So if Palace said no, then I guess you move on. My biggest issue is Konate, to be honest. I'm less concerned about what's going on with Guehi. It's more about Konate. If Konate guarantees me a double at Lenwalk, that's me. If I can hashtag 2021, so the champ is coming here and it says 21 next season, along with 7, he can stay and go on a free at the end of the summer. That's me personally, because as
you'd be happy to let him go, knowing if it guarantees you a Premier League for letting him go on a free.
Champs.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Is one enough, or does it have to be both?
Both.
I'll take one, but would like to, because I'm greedy. But hashtag 21 is sounds good, and I know that you can smile when you see hashtag 21 through gritty teeth, and that will make me smile better. But him and Lucho got a similar situation, because they were both signed on good contracts as far as the club is concerned. So obviously the club's favor, they were on low contracts. And I think Ibu should have come to the table a bit earlier and had an extension done beforehand. Because Because if you look at his salary now, this is going back to when we were talking about Van Dijk and they had offered him a contract. I said to you, if I'm Ibu, I'm not signing the contract because I need to see what's going on with the big man. Because if the big man leaves, I want bigger money, and that's clearly what it is. And everybody thinks they're the smartest person in the room, and we talk about players and agents and clubs and this and that. But it's obvious. If the mainstay is leaving and I'm the number 2, then I become the number 1 unless you're going to go and buy a number 1. And even if you go and buy a number 1, how much you giving the new number 1? How much you giving the new number 1? Because I certainly ain't playing for this. Because he on less than 100. He's on less than 100 a week.
Yeah, he's like 80K or something.
Yeah, 80 a week.
So he's the sort of player where you're saying to yourself, all right, you can't mess him around. Sort out the contract. If he doesn't want to sign, then like I said, you don't want to leave, you want to stay. I've let the pendulum swing in your favor now. But that's ultimately what's happened. It's all about where the pendulum swings. Right now it's in the player's favor. You got 1 year left on your deal. I can't force you out the club. I'm not going to sit you because you're the second best option in my team as it stands. I'm paying you cheap. So like I said, if you guarantee me the title, I'd say thank you very much. And if you want to go to Madrid and join Trent or PSG, whatever, at the end of next season, thank you. It is what it is. And go on. We did quick maths. 200 a week for 5 years is 50 million. Look at how much the Palace saying that they want for Guehi. Guehi, Ibu, I don't think you're arguing that Guehi's better than Ibu. Definitely. So you got to look for 60 million plus for a new player if you're buying him. Because that's what people can do. People can say, oh, you want a new one. Okay, no problem. You want him? Yeah, that's nice. You're in the Premiership. You're Liverpool. You're the champions. You spend big money on Verts. Go back in the vault and bring some money here for my man now. You know how it works, Flawless. When the vault door opens, all of a sudden, man, people in the say, wait, that's what you got behind it? Yeah, man. Bring the truck, man. We ain't coming with a suitcase anymore. Bring the bricks truck, man. You already know. Prem tax, all kind of tax, championship tax. Come on.
The vault door. What you got back there?
Yeah. Yeah, no more briefcases. We don't briefcases. Bring the trucks, man. Bring the trucks. We need security. Load these up here.
Man sending drones with cameras and peeping, man. Where you going there, man? You see what
everyone's like,
oh, you got all of that. That's the vault. That's the war chest people that talk about Liverpool got.
Yeah, boy. You're flexing now. You're flexing, no problem. We bringing the trucks now, man.
Nah, you right. Oh shit, nah, you right. Oh Lord. Oh, that's pretty me off. I don't even know about that. It's bad funny, but it's facts. The way you put it is funny, but it's 110% fact. So do you see you lot? Obviously, I know you lot want it, Pops. I know you want Kanai to stay. Do you think you sign him down to a new deal? Do you think it goes the Van Dijk Salah way, or does it go the Trent way in regards to him signing a new deal?
Right now, I lean in more in the Trent direction, to be honest.
For real?
Noises ain't sound positive, yeah. But I think, I could be wrong, but I think, again, going back to the Van Dijk situation, I think the man tried to pull a fast one on Ibu with a stinky contract. So I felt like the man probably offer him maybe double his salary, which for some people might say, well, that's enough because everybody's pocket watch. Oh, man, he on 70 grand or 80 grand. So if we offer him 150, that should be enough. Yeah, but he was on 70 when he probably should have been on 100. So your double would really be about 200. Now, if he's asking for 250, you're saying to yourself, well, no, we can't pay you 250 because you're quite at that level. Plus, you haven't given me enough football either. You had a couple injury issues if I look back over the history that you've been around. So let's settle on 180, 200. Let's add in some bonus and some incentives. You win me this, you win me that. You know, we all of a sudden you at 220 or whatever the case may be, and you're laughing. But if you've decided that you want to do something else, well, cool. Let me forget the negotiations. Give me a season out to you, and let me run it.
And
it's a World Cup year too.
Yeah, because from the outside,
this is a World Cup year.
Yeah, because from the outside looking at it, to me, obviously, you lot will correct me if I'm wrong. It don't seem like it's the Trent situation where if you throw, it's not a question of whatever you throw at him, he's set on Madrid and he's set on leaving. I think if you give Konate the money, it seems that he will take it. It seems to me. I could be wrong. It seems like it's just the money.
Me too. Me too.
I feel the same.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure how badly he felt he was treated by the first offer during the Van Dijk saga. That's what I obviously I don't know numbers, but it's just me. This is my speculation. They tried to bring him in and sign him on a quick one, and he said, "Pump the brakes a minute. Let me see what's going on." Then they did the deal, and he said, "Wait a minute." So Van Dijk was on this, and you gave him that. Here's what I want now. And the man saying, "Well, no, that's not how it's working." So he said, "All right, no problem. I can head out then." Oh, I could be wrong, but that's if I'm playing the scenario, that's what I think it is. It could be totally wrong, but that's what I think it could.
Yeah, because it seems to me if you just give him the 250, if you give him I think he'd sign it. It seems to me it's just a money issue. I don't think
he'd be hard pressed to get 250 anywhere else, if we're being honest, right? Madrid, I don't think if he goes to Madrid, he's going to necessarily get 250. The Madrid deal sounds good because obviously there's a sign-on bonus, so you get your money up front. So your salary might be less, but obviously you can get 30, whatever the number is you decide on up front. So you're covering you long term anyway. So you essentially get your money back. But I don't think your weekly wages is going to be the same as if we were offering you the I don't see it being 250, though, to be honest. Because Verts, DVD, and Salah are already above that number.
Yep.
Because he is quality. That's the thing.
That's not the question for me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, pay him the money.
Yeah. 250 is too much, though. I think 220, 200 to 200, 220 for me is the max I would give it, to be honest.
Structure it too. Structure it. Make it incentive based and make it work.
Incentive. Give him 200 and put it as incentives. We win this. You can get to the 250.
You can clean up. You win. You can clean up.
I'd pay him the 250, but that's just me. I think he's that good. I've been sold on Konate. I think he's quality. I think he's one of the best center backs in the league, and I think he can get better.
It's the injury situation, though. He always injured at some point. For a length of period of time. For every season, he's had an injury. Last season wasn't as bad. Last season, he got taken off.
I was just going to say.
We fit Bruno Mars took him down and injured him, and he was outside of that.
Who's Bruno Mars?
You know who the fake Bruno Mars is? Hendrick from Real Madrid.
The fake Bruno Mars.
Yeah. The fake Bruno Mars. Marvin and take out Ebu knee in the game, maybe the dusting up Real Madrid.
Oh, and you packed up Madrid.
Yeah. And he took out his knee, and Ebu was out for like a month and a half, 2 months, because of that fake Bruno Mars, he's calling. Outside of that, he kept himself relatively healthy for the whole year last year. Outside of that injury, it was the first time, but he actually did a lot of work on his body physically to actually cut down weight.
You can see he was leaner.
Yeah, he was a lot more leaner, so it didn't put as much impact on his legs that he was before, which is where he was carrying the injuries is on his legs all the time. It was quality, though. I don't want to lose him. Honestly, I don't want to lose him. But I
different right back in a different situation as well. Different structure of the team now. So
at first, and Pops knew. I said, let me sell it because I don't want to lose you for free. But Pops reasoned with me, you know what? You run it, then get a chip, get 2 chips, and go ahead. If you want to leave. Call the bluff at that point in time. Do you really want to go?
Surely you can't. This seems to be a trend. Is this going to carry on with you, with potentially losing top players on a free? Or you think it's just one-off?
It was. If you look at the deals for everybody else, they're running longer. So the next set, I think, are 27s. I think the next set of deals are 27. So Lucho's a 2-year deal. Allison, I think, runs 27. Those are the next are waiver contracts, and then everybody beyond that is like 22 to 23 years old. So you got that gap now to redo the deals as they go along. So you need to keep the team together and grow together. All of the under 25s, you want to keep all of them in the team. So Verts and Gravenberch,
Kirkes,
obviously Frimpong and Kirkes, all the younger ones, you want that to be sort of like the next wave of the team. So you hopefully not hopefully for you, but hopefully for us is a wave of domination now where you got all those players growing together and getting better, and then you just add in the other one or two pieces as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had the Konate wrapped up already, though, in my opinion, to be honest.
Yeah, like to me, to have it just
I would have done
it
it already. Yeah, it
it's
was
crazy.
to me that was messing around. When Van Dijk was still was messing about, I would have had him signed up.
Yeah, like
because you allow him to see what you give him Van Dijk. You had an opportunity to meet to say, well, look, I'll sign you for Van Dijk's current salary. Because Van Dijk was on 220 before. And I said, well, I'll take
so
you.
You reckon they should have just gave him the 220?
I'll take you. No, I was saying I'll take you to 200. Verge is on 220. I'll take you to 200 right now. What you want to do? I feel that offered him saying like 140. I could be wrong, but I feel the same. Well, I can double you 140, 160. That would have been the deal that they offered well Van Dijk hadn't resigned. And the man said, nah. Which he's right to say, because if Verge didn't resign, then he's locked in at 160 and Verge was at 220. So you left, to me, that 60 grand that you should be on as the number one centre back on the table because you negotiated too early.
Yeah. But you both like advocate, like regardless of if he signs or not, keep him for the season. Regardless.
100%.
Yeah. Sale for me an option now, because if you look at number 9s and centre backs, show me where the quality is that you can just go and run and get one. Or everybody can say Bastoni or whoever it is that they're in love with. All right, go and get him in. Why he ain't going? Because he's still where he is. Nobody else ain't talking about him, so he ain't moving. No, people like to talk about it like he's football manager or whatever, but it ain't happening. If we sell Konate right now, someone said I'll give 50 million for Konate, he said I take the money and run. Yeah, all right, good. Run where? The Palace.
Well, it'd be Palace.
Run to Palace to get him 50 million to get Mark. Nah, not for me. I don't think Guehi's bad, but for me, he and Konate. I don't see them as one and the same. That's not. I've never heard anybody say, the top 5 centre backs are the 2 at Arsenal, the 2 at Liverpool, and then him. No one ever said that.
Nah, no one said that, yo.
All right, so all of a sudden he can't just be, he linked with Liverpool, so he's now moved from possibly 10th to 5th. No, not for me. And 10th isn't bad,
but it's not.
But isn't Konate?
Yeah, it's not 5th.
It's not
5th. Nope. Yeah, where Konate's at or 4th or wherever you place him on the list.
Wherever you want to put him. Yeah. He's not that up there. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Yeah, you lot run up the likes, man, because there's still over 100 of you lot in the building. You're clearly here enjoying the show. Run up the likes. We're only at 34 likes, people. Let's run up the likes, man. Criminal, man. Let's just over double that. Let's get up to 70 likes, people. What are we doing? Let's get up to 70 likes. What in the world is going on? You lot are much, much better than this, man. Get us up to 70 likes. Let's do that expeditiously. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. The link is in the title. So click the link in the title. Opens up a new tab. It's also underneath in the description as well. Also on the featured channel page. Or if you want to be just less lazy, type in Beijing Reds TV on YouTube. Open up a new tab and it will pop up, people. What I'm saying is there's ample ways to go subscribe, but run up the likes over here. Big up as well, man, to allow. This act is messing everyone up, but big up. Appreciate it. I don't know why YouTube have done this as well. And yeah, you lot spoke about it, actually. Diaz as well. This is Luis Diaz remains Al Nassr's top left wing target, even after Liverpool told Barcelona he's not for sale. Al Nassr prepared to offer in excess of 85 million euros. Diaz was open to Barcelona, but still unclear if he'll consider Saudi. Nassr have several other options they will now discuss with incoming head coach George Jesus, and that's from Ben Jacobs. I see you both shaking your head. Thoughts on his bands?
I don't see Diaz wanting to go to Saudi. I can be honest, the truth. I don't see, regardless of what they want to pay him for money, I don't see him wanting to go there. I think Diaz sticks around this next season, to be honest with you. Stuff gets worked out. They can make it right. I think Liverpool's priority is just focusing on bringing in who they want to bring in, their targets, and then going to deal with Diaz and his contract. And then I think they can deal with Konate and his contract. A lot of people talking about Harvey Elliott. They want him sold. I want to keep Harvey Elliott just from a squad depth scenario. I don't want to sell him. Bajcetic just had an injury. He out. We need squad depth to be going after everything. And like I said, Flawless, at the beginning of the show, I'm greedy. I like Fat Albert, man. I want everything. I want everything. I ain't sharing nothing. I want Liverpool to have number 21, number 11, number 7. and however much FA Cup, that would be what? Pops number 9, number 10, FA Cup, we win it again?
FA Cups, I think, would be 9.
9.
What would be 11?
League Cup.
League Cups.
Okay, first.
Yeah, give me all. I want all of them. He's used to squad depth because a lot of people forgetting Mo going away for a month in December for AFCON.
Oh yeah, it's AFCON. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Being on the right, me Frimpong could play there, but then you have Brandon Frimpong on one side. I don't like that because they're both your right backs.
Yeah, I forgot that he's going away. Yeah, that could derail you lot a little bit if you don't have back.
Nah, bro, we can still deal with you. When we play you in the beginning of the season.
You said we? No, wrong Manchester club, Barnes. You know what I'm saying? You got issue with the blue side. You know what I'm saying? Not us. You know what I'm saying? We 50, as you like to tell us. You know what I'm saying? We are no bother to big bad champions elect Liverpool. You want it all? No, not us. You know what I'm saying? You see, you got the Manchester part right. You know what I'm saying? The United part you got wrong. Manchester City, that's who you lot got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We ain't involved. This ain't our fight. You know what I'm saying? This ain't our fight. You gotta deal with that.
Marmoush can be heading out with him too. So Marmoush can be heading out with him
too.
Marmoush will be. Hey, that's between you two. You know what I'm saying? When Vader's here, you will discuss that. We'll definitely do a crossover show during AFCON. Without doubt. 100%. I say it, I ain't involved.
Hey, listen, Flores. We've managed AFCON well every time Mo has left.
Yeah, true. You have.
And Mane, to be honest.
And Mane, we lost more on Mane. We managed AFCON well with the youngsters and then lose no games when the man was gone for a month.
You not got in that period? Let me have a look. I think we play you lot. I think it's October. I even looked at the fixture list like that. I think it's October.
Yeah, I know you don't want to see where you're playing us. I think you start playing us at
early.
And this can be payback.
We got you early.
It's payback. Oh, payback. Was it payback for the last 2 seasons at Anfield? Is that
nah. For that draw, this first round at Anfield is payback for that draw, my man.
Why is it payback for the draw? You got a deserved draw. You know what
I'm saying? Revenge City. I come in to take the brakes off of you, man. And listen, don't tell that Amram clown to go and play 0027 up front here.
If he's still there, I give up. If he's still there, he can't even be an option.
Onana is your goalkeeper, my man.
If Onana is my goalkeeper, I give up too. These men can't be there. Those 2 or 3 can't still be even in at the club. And
wow. Look at that last comment. Look at that last
comment. Game week 35, Old Trafford Guard of Honor. I loving that, boy. Loving that.
That's a God. Again, we gonna see, man. We gonna see Andy, man. That's what I'm saying. We gonna see revenge. God of Honor is our OT. We owe you lot at OT actually, because we ain't got a result against you lot at OT in a minute. Cool. Your place we have the past couple of years.
You talk about something more Trafford.
Yeah, man. We owe you lot. You know what I'm saying? In that.
No more coming there to beat the brakes off you, Old Trafford. You know that.
It's about time he scored. Yeah, it's only a recent time he scored here, but yeah, we do.
Flawless. He's dominating you for the last 5 years straight at OT, my man. You forget how much goals he put behind you the last 5 years.
I forget how you go. Nah, because I know he had a bad record here. That's why.
In the beginning, the very beginning.
Before Fingy got here, before what's his? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, facts. And click the pen. I don't remember. I can't remember the last time we beat you at OT. Not in the Premier League side, not the FA Cup. Yeah, FA Cup, we know we knocked you out on the way to winning it. I'm talking about. Wait, did we? Yeah, we did. I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the league. I can't remember the last time we even beat you in the league at OT.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
When is the last time we beat you at? Yeah, we owe you lot.
It's been a long day.
Fuck all that. When is the last time we beat? Hey, chat, let me know. When's the last time United beat Liverpool in the league at OT? What was the year?
I can guess. I can say 2018, 2019. Nah, not even 2019.
Has it really been 5-6 years?
No. It's been a bit. We haven't lost to you.
Was it 2022? What was the score, people? 2021? Hey, you lot, we need like when it was at OT. Premier League.
One matter.
Was it one now? Oh, Ten Hag. Wait, Ten Hag's first season.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Then
Wait,
the
because
deflection
you lot,
when Milner was cursing Verge, I think, when Sancho scored.
that's it. When Sancho scored, because I think we lost it. Wait, was you lot the third game? Because we lost our first 2 games, I think, and then I think we beat. Or did we beat Arsenal before you lot? I remember we played Arsenal around the same time as well. But yeah, to the point I'm making anyway, man are saying 21, 22. That's been too long. Hey, worried about Anfield is too long. But yeah, are you lot sleeping on City? That's what someone says in the chat. I personally agree. I think you lot are sleeping on City. But talk to us.
I'm not sleeping on.
I think you're sleeping on City. That might pick to win the league.
Listen to me. I listen. I am not sleeping on City. I think the league is going to be a 2-horse race between City and Liverpool. Liverpool will win the league, but City and Liverpool is a 2-horse race. Nobody don't mention to me Arsenal. They better hope they come third. I don't even know if they can get that, to be honest with you.
I think they'll get third currently. As of right now, I think they get third.
Hey, don't sleep on Chelsea, yeah? That was all you're saying.
Depends what Chelsea do. That's why I said it's currently constructed. If Chelsea get Kudus and a goalkeeper, game changer.
But Flawless, why you say that we sleeping on City?
No, that's he says you sleeping on City because you lot with the confidence you're saying it.
Sorry. The comment. Sorry.
I'm asking like that's man talking about God of Honor's game 35. You don't think this is going down to the wire? We might cost you lot the league.
Nah, sorry. Not you.
We might cost you lot the league. Fuck, I don't
want to do that. You sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? You want hand vetted this trophy. That's what you want to do.
I can't believe we're in this friggin' situation. I can't believe we're in this situation. Like it is, we could.
No, but there's no sleeping on City though.
Yeah, no, he's asking.
4-time champion.
I've got City. What's it? I think City win the league this season. I've got City. That's my pick. But I think it's going to be a great race to you two. Yeah, I think it'll be a great race. I just think Pep's on a vengeance mission.
But he has to.
Just in general. Yeah.
He has to.
Yeah. We've discussed me and you. Well,
Pep
you know,
can't go back to back.
You've heard me say this.
He cannot lose back to back to miss the lot.
I was saying this. I said it. You was in the chat, Pops. I said it on Redman TV. You seen how people reacted when I said that shit. It was blasphemous. It's like, oh, we can't. No, let's have the uncomfortable conversation. If he does indeed lose the slot again, it don't take away from him. Pep's one of the GOATs. He's solidified. But slot beats him twice. Then what happens the third year?
Can you lose again?
Damn, what you like?
Is he going to be around still? The question is,
he can be around.
Yeah. I think Pep's too strong-headed to go out like that. He wouldn't lose twice and then leave. That's just me personally. I don't think he would do that. Let's say you lot win the league hypothetically this season. He's not retiring until he takes it back. No chance. After all the money they've just spent and all the players they brought in and slot beat you again. Nah. And he says adios. And if they don't win the champ, which I don't, obviously they're capable. Well, let's say they don't win the Champions League either. If they win the Champions League, it's a whole different conversation. But they don't win the Champions League or the Premier League. He ain't leaving. I just think he's on a vengeance tour. But it's going to be good. As much as I despise both of your teams, I think it'll be a good watch. I think actually scratched. I think it'll be a great watch.
So, okay. Who is going to create for Haaland now that KDB is gone? Who is going to be their creative player?
Check it.
Is the golden question.
All of them, Bart. They got plenty.
Yeah, they got ample. Cherky, Nori, Doku. I'm joking with the last one. I'm joking with the last one.
A creative player that can set. Listen, we.
I was just hoping. You know what it was? I was hoping Vader's in the chat or watching it back. Hey, Vader, if that's the, I hope you're listening.
That's
Doku.
Guy Fordham has dropped off a cliff for the last 18 months.
Fordham hasn't. In regards to their creators, I look at Cherky, I look at Nori, I look at Marmouche.
But to set up Haaland where he needs to set as well.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think Cherky's good enough?
Savio or whatever his name is has to be better. No, Savio's got to be better next season.
I think Cherky's good. But listen,
Oscar Bob is going to come back as well.
They have to worry. They have to gel everybody together as a team. So that could take a minute. That could take.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing now, Barnes. Huh? The opportunity cost, if you want, of playing in the World Club Cup, whatever it's called, is yes, you extending your season, but it's also you giving you an opportunity for 6, 7 new players, however it is, to bet in, because they bought 4 in January, right? And then 3 more.
Mamouche, Gonzalez.
The South American kid too. You didn't mention the South American kid.
Who?
Echeverria or something like that.
Did
he came in January?
January. Reinders is a good signing.
Yeah, they got in January. They got Kusanov, Mamouche, Gonzalez,
Mamouche.
Gonzalez.
There's a kid Echeverria or Eche. The South American guy, not Gonzalez. Yeah.
I know you're talking about. I forgot his name though, but I know who you're talking about. 1 second, let me.
I might have the wrong name, but I thought it was Echeverria or something like that.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Low fat Bernardo and Gundogan legs ain't quicksand, my man. That leg's dead.
Nah, they ain't playing Gundo. That midfield, Reinders, Rodri, Mamouche as a midfield trio is up there.
That's the trio.
That's quality. Yeah.
Do you play Mamouche in the midfield, or you play him on the left?
I play him as a 10. I play him as a 10 and play Cherky from the right.
And then where are you playing Savio?
Savio on the bench. So Savio's playing.
Starting on the left.
Who would I put out there? Probably put Foden out there, to be honest.
Put Foden on the left.
Well, I just put Foden out there.
And then you got flexibility. If you look at it, then you got flexibility in positions because none of them are really set.
Yeah, I put Foden on the left. That's what it is. Because Rodri and Reinders as a midfield pivot is cool. Mamouche in the 10. I'm not playing Savio. I'm playing Cherky. Or you could switch it if you wanted to play Mamouche left, but Cherky in the 10, and then Savio on the right.
We also got to see how Rodri's legs hold up too, because he coming back from a nasty injury.
Yeah, he is. But I think he'll be all right,
man.
Because he wasn't super mobile before that. If he relied on his mobility more, I'd be like, yeah, it's potential. Trust me, I despise City. I just look at their team and look at their manager and look at what happened, and I go, vengeance missing. We know what's Pep's like. Last time they didn't win the league, they won the next 4 in a row.
Yeah, but he never gone up against Arne Slot, to be honest.
That is true. This is your new. This is Fergie Wenger now. How do you deal with this? This is this version of him. We gonna find out how good Slot is. How good
Pep.
Well, we already know how good Pep is.
Pep learned last year. Slot ain't Klopp. Klopp played one way 4-3-3, same formation every single time. When he saw Mr. Lot last year on both occasions, he played him one way at Anfield, and then went to Etihad and played him a completely different way.
You did?
So how are you going to set it for him? He can't. And now with the different options that he's just brought in, you could see easily 3 to 4 different formations for Liverpool this season. You can go 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1, 4-4-2, 4-2-4. You can have the diamond in the midfield. Pops was talking about that. There's going to be various options and ways. We might not even play with a striker on some occasions and have the two guys up front. There can be various ways that Liverpool could set up with the amount of quality we have now. It can be a dogfight. I ain't saying we running away with the league, but I am confident Liverpool wins the league.
As you should be. Yeah, it's going to be a fight. And that's why I'm saying, all bias aside, it's going to be a great watch. I think it's 2 very, very good teams. It's 2 very, very good teams with a lot of talent on both sides. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I just look at it with Pep and I go, yeah. So, but if there's it's not going to be no 10-point gap.
No.
It's not going to be. I think it's going to be literally close from game week 1 to the league winner. Game week day 5. Hopefully we ain't involved in it, but game week day 5, day 6, whatever it is. I am trying to be involved in that. Why do you have to put us late against you, look? Before I go flawless, pick one: City winning the title this season or Liverpool winning the title. Well, I'd rather neither, but I think City
void the season, right? Void it.
Yeah, exactly. See, Pops knows me well. Even though he be an asshole about it, he knows me well enough. Void the season. But if you're asking me who I think wins it, side currently constructed City, but the window's still open. Liverpool sign Isak. Yeah, City go and get a serious left winger. Like. These things who lose it because the window's open still. Both teams are still jockeying for position and have clear areas where they can both improve. Like I say, if Liverpool get Isak, it's curtains. Where to say the curtains on the wall. On the flip side, if City go Rodrigo.
Yeah, 100%. Low fat is a myth, but Frimpong can't defend. That's a myth.
I watched him like I've not watched him like that, so I can't even comment on his defending.
He wasn't asked to defend, but he can defend. He's a willing defender.
You reckon he's a better defender than Trent?
100%. Trent don't defend. We defended Trent for way too long. He don't defend. You look at his first few games at Madrid. Got cooked.
Yeah,
you can't win the Premiership and the Champions League and not be able to defend.
He's not a good defender, Pops.
Not one of them ones.
He's not a good defender.
I didn't say great. I didn't say good. All I said was you can't win the Premiership and the Champions League without a right back. You can't be telling me that the man at right back can't defend at all, but he could win the league. You got to be consistent.
He had a lot of help. A lot of people don't realize when we won the Prem in 19.
Defending is a team game, so yeah, you got to help.
Yeah, when we won the Prem in 19, Hendo and those guys was covering his ass a lot. It wasn't him defending.
Yeah, good. If you're a midfielder covering the defender, your defender getting you assists, then we working as a team.
I ain't defending Trent's defense.
I ain't doing it later though. I ain't rewriting history. I ain't one of them ones. In the books. If you can't defend for Madrid, that's your business. No, but in the books.
Well, it seems that they're going to play a back three at wing back, so he'll be doing less defending, to be honest, if he does play him at right wing back, because he's played a back three. I'm interested to see how he does line up, like going into the season with Alonso there. And to hear you answer flawless, the real title race would be us versus you. So I don't think I couldn't handle that at the time. I've seen that once, and it was bad enough.
I was just gonna say we've hardly seen that, though, to be honest.
Yeah, we've hardly seen it.
That's
like it happened one time, and that was bad enough when I wasn't content creating, and I was kind of on socials, but it wasn't that. Like, I don't need that doing this show, and like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I've been for the one thing about United being bad is I haven't had to be streaming going through a title race, because that is absolutely, that's nah. I don't need that. I really don't. No allegation, no. I really, really don't. Yes, it'd be fun and but yeah, 0809 almost killed me in 0809, man. Side, she almost killed me when you lot packed us up at OT. I thought it was over. Shit killed me. This is still one of the worst defeats ever. It's worse than the 7-0. Thinking you just lost the league title at your own gaff, even though I don't know if you lot were ahead of us or at that time. I can't remember the point, but I know the points was close.
It was close,
so,
yeah.
The points was close at that time. Yeah, that one side was worse. Worse defeats, man. But yeah, we move with that. Two biggest clubs in England. But it will happen. Just law of averages is going to happen at some point. When that is, I don't know. But you're going to.
It's been a while though, because before that one, it was a long time, innit? If you look at it, it's been a long time where we
before my lifetime. I've only seen it, and I've been watching football since like the mid-90s. I only seen it that one time in 07, 08. Outside of that, I don't know when it is. You lot have to tell me. I don't know if it happened in the 80s.
We've been up, you've been down, you've been up, we've been down. We haven't been up together.
So not even before that.
We haven't been up together.
Not even in like the 60s or the 50s, none.
In the 80s, you guys weren't very good at all.
Yeah,
so
we'd have to. I'm gonna do a check on that, and I'll come back to you next week. I can check it. I can go all the way back and check. Yeah, I can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure at some point, with us having the success we've had, at some point we must have had a title tussle somewhere, even if it was something like in the 50s or something like that.
It had to be far, far back. Because I know the 80s, for sure, you guys weren't good. You guys
were. The 80s was, and somewhere in the 70s you would think, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like that it hasn't happened more often with the success of these two clubs, but. We'll see what's what.
It's always been one or the other, right? You guys dominated and we just not good, or then it was us and you not. It's
crazy how those type of things work. It's crazy how those things work out. It's mad.
Yeah.
It really, really is. You lot continue to run up the likes as well, though, man. Continue to run up the likes. Any questions getting, obviously, just keeping United, Liverpool related to United.
I back him with you.
No, of course, as you should. I would. If I was you, I would. Especially with the window we've just had. You've just had, of course. I would definitely. I've back less. I hear it. I get it. You don't have heard me back less, so I would definitely 100%. I mean, back Ponzi schemes and frauds and all this stuff. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I kind of get it. I understand it. Why? Well, that's why I ain't saying you wrong. I think it's gonna be close. It'll probably be a win Oh, draw that separates you two.
It'll be close.
So when like the loser like drew a game extra or lost the game or something like that. But yeah, we move. And in regards to T-Way, you're saying I don't know if you're United or Liverpool. I can't see that. That's you lot. You're saying we still need more players in. But in regards to that, from a Manchester United perspective, obviously I mentioned it earlier on the Q&A. Barnes mentioned at the top about the Mbeumo deal. Second bid got rejected. Third bid will be incoming. And it's just like, yo, just get the deal done at this point. It's like the first bid, I give them a blind. You're testing the waters. You've now been negotiating for a long period of time with Brentford. How are you still sure?
What were they? Bid. What was the bid?
Oh, the bid. The second bid that got rejected was...
Wasn't it 65?
What was it? Nah,
I think it was 65.
Was it 65 and, was it like 55 and 10 in add-ons or something like that? I can't. Hey, chat, let me know. What was the actual second bid that got rejected? Let me have a look.
I think it was 65, the second one. If I'm not mistaken. 65? I don't know if it's 55 plus 10 add-ons, but I know the total was 65 and they rejected it.
Yeah, I think it was 55 and 10 in add-ons. And then the reports coming out is saying that it's not about the overall fee, it's the money up front. They want more up front, which I understand. Yeah, it was 55 million plus add-ons. Yeah, I was right. 55, 10, 55. But, and what's crazy is the deal that gets it done is probably going to be 3, 4 million, 5 million off of that. That's what it is. It's just an unnecessary stumbling block. Go on,
the 55 is structured. Is that what it is? Are you structuring it? Is it 55?
Nah, I think they just want
more money.
I think they just want more. So say, for instance, they just want 60. Like if it was 60 plus 5, they probably would have accepted it or something along those lines. It's just about the amount of money that's up front, which is crazy. Or even if it's not the 60, maybe it's like, we're like 55, but you're getting 25 up top. And they're like, no, we want 35 up top. Saying minor. That's what it's going to be. And I was saying this just before, it's not going to be, the deal that gets done is not going to be worlds apart. It's not like we're offering 55.
90 million. Yeah.
And we go on and they're like, no, we want 80 plus 10. That's what's in it. If it was a big difference between the two, I'd go first. This is tough to negotiate. You know what they want. You've been negotiating now for a long period of time after the first bid. The second bid, you've been dating. How are you negotiating and still getting this wrong? That's what doesn't make no sense to me. This is where it is. And I'm like, you lot just really are just incompetent.
You know what this is time for now, Flawless? We are 15th. We are 15th.
We are 15th. Oh, shit, I'm not even got a clip on there. Need to add it into this one.
Negotiating. That's what I is. That's 15 negotiations. Come on, man.
And I'm just
he says, I want you. I want you. Just go and get the man and bring him back. You were 15th. How many players are you saying you want to come? Just get the guy. He's going to make a significant difference. He is going to make a significant difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's made it crystal clear that, like, if he's leaving Brentford, he only wants to join Manchester United. Rejected Spurs twice. No, he rejected him twice. We're worried about Spurs in the first place. Yeah, from when the initial
Spurs got Champions League, yo.
Yeah, but they're not Manchester United.
Mad, innit? That's mad, innit?
Because they're not.
The old manager, Champions League, but 15th.
Because we're Manchester, yes, 15th, but you know what we are?
Well, get it done then. You see that? We are Manchester. Get it done then.
No, but that's also why we're
55 plus 10 and 57 plus 6. Get it done then.
Start trying to penny pinch with him, man. Just get him any money if you Manchester United. Get him any money.
You know what? But that ties into it when I say we are Manchester United. We are Manchester United in name, but also Manchester United in business. This is what we do.
But you ain't got that club no more, but we're in business. You in 15.
No. What I'm saying is Barnes, is that we do bad business when I say we are Manchester United. This is what I'm talking about. We do bad business. This is why it wasn't a shock. I don't get mad at these things. It's not a shock to me that we're in this situation. Do I think the deal gets done? Yes. But I'm not shocked that the second deal, the second bid got rejected after negotiation. You know what they want? You know what they want. They made it crystal clear what they want without being in the room. And you man still fall short. How is that? Incompetence. Because we're Manchester United. This is what we do here. It's incompetence across the board. That's all they've shown us from when they got here is incompetence. Long ass rap sheet. Rico K. So none of these things surprise me. So when I say we are Manchester United, meaning yes, incompetence comes with that.
They're resting on their laurels. They're resting on their name.
If this deal don't go through, right? If this deal don't go through, somebody should be walking through the door.
Facts.
If this deal don't go through, somebody should be leaving. Quit, fired. Somebody should be saying, you know what? Nah, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm gone.
We're Manchester United. You asking people to be held accountable? People ain't. Who's held accountable here?
We're not doing enough.
Who's held accountable? Who is that for Manchester United's poor performance this season? Who has been held accountable? Nobody gets held accountable here for poor performances on the pitch or off the pitch since they've got here. And then eventually, when the person is held accountable, the damage is so bad that it affects the next person, i.e., the manager. Like, it's literally a domino effect of mistakes after mistakes. Like you said there, if the deal, let's say hypothetically, even though I think it gets done, let's say hypothetically it doesn't get done. Nothing ain't gonna happen in regards to punishment. Like, the fan base might wake up. That's it. The fan base, I think that's the thing that will spiral the fan base to turn on that new ownership if it happens. Because they quiet and we've campaigned for it. We finished second and protested the Glazers. Won the Premier League and protested the Glazers. Three-peated and protested them. Won the Champions League in that period and protested them. Think about what people will just accept this from Ineos because it's new. I bet. So if it doesn't go through, like I said, do I think it happens? Yeah, I think it will happen. Like in Mbeumo, a good player, different players like yours. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You imagine we send a striker before you sign in Mbeumo?
Wouldn't surprise me.
No.
I'm saying that would be crazy.
Nah, that can't happen.
It could happen. Same way Chelsea had just signed 2 players before we got Mbeumo. Chelsea literally have signed a player today and yesterday.
Yeah.
Out the blue. Yes, they had been linked to João Pedro. Yes, they had been linked to Bino Gittins. Bino Gittins was much more talked about, but they've just signed 2 players in 2 days. And then there's talks of Kudus. So it can happen depending on the deal.
How many players?
How many players he's making, buddy?
And aren't they men on PSR nonsense right now? I mean, how many players you can play? You ain't even in the Champions League, you ain't even in Europa.
No, Chelsea
remember they sold the club back to themselves. Remember that they sold the club back to themselves.
Yeah, Chelsea are in champs. They're in Champions League.
Yeah, but they weren't in Champions League before.
Loopholes, man. It's the long deals, the 8-year deals, the death row contracts, as people.
They need to get rid of that, though. They need to abolish that.
They change the rules. No, they have to change the rules. So I think effective this year, the 10-year contracts are not being accounted for under the what PSR, if you want to call it, whatever the UEFA rules are. They're not going to run for the 10 years. So that was a loophole that Chelsea used 1 or 2 seasons ago. That was there. And they may say, now we got to close this gap because it was smart on their part, to be honest. It was honest to credit them. It was looking at it and saying, well, if this is what you want me to do, no problem. I run it for 10 years. I amortize piece every year for 10 years. I good. All of a sudden, if you compress that into 5 years, the pendulum will swing the other way. So they got to stay in Champions League and then they got to sell the women's club back to themselves and do all that kind of fancy things to get things moving again.
Yes, and they need attackers because you got to think Mudryk got the ban.
Yeah, Mudryk got the ban.
Right?
And then they getting rid of João Felix.
He's done, isn't it? They can cancel his contract. João Felix can go.
Yeah, they getting rid of João Felix.
Noni looks like he's on the market.
Yeah, so
and Noni, that's the other guy too. The guy with the balloons.
Madueke.
Yeah, and so that's your 5. Yeah, you got Mudryk. You got Nkunku. You got João Felix. You got Sancho. And you got Madueke. So that's why they signed, because their attack outside.
And you might have Jackson. You might have Jackson as well.
Yeah. And that's it. Like in regards to that. So with them signing João Pedro, obviously Delap, Gittins, potentially Kudus, João Pedro, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. And they're improvements. They are improvements. So yeah, with United, it's like, I don't worry about anyone else. And like I said, incomings is, again, I'll state this continuously. Incomings ain't my problem. Outgoings.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern because it's all too quiet. Very lackadaisical approach.
Yeah.
Like there seems to be no urgency.
But it's harder to sell than to buy, though. It's harder to sell than to buy. At least when you're buying, you know what the stipulations are and but generally, you know what's required to buy a man. You ask a club, yeah, we want 50 million. The man say want 200,000 pounds a week. They running numbers, yeah, that deal can done. When you got a man sitting on 400 grand a week and you got to sell him, man saying, oh, we handful saying, well, find me a club. Because I good here on 400 or 350 or 250, whatever the number is. It ain't like you could just take him and throw him next to the road and somebody can pick him up. You may can pick him up and say, well, I can take him, but you got to pay 125,000 of that 250.
Yeah.
So you might have to buy men out, essentially.
And that's what the report said. I seen a report today. I can't remember what source it was, and it was like, oh, United might have to. One, we just pricing players out because for whatever reason, teams want these players. We are not negotiating from a position of power. We are the B side of negotiation. We are the B side.
Yeah,
and yet we want big money. We was on where to my guy Saeed because we was on Unfiltered podcast earlier today. I remember talking about 50 M's for Garnacho. I said, why? Why? 30 million for him is a phenomenal deal. Well, Bino Gittins went for X amount. Yeah. But one, he had a bad season than Garnacho. And two, Chelsea were willing to pay that money, even though I don't think he's worth that. And he wasn't upset at Dortmund. Dortmund were in we are in a must-sell situation. And again, the thing I seen today was about, Manchester United might need to pay off players to the wages to get them off the books. Well, who would have thought, again, incompetence? You know, this could be an issue from the back end of last season. Pay players off. I keep saying this. People keep talking about Sancho this, Sancho that, Sancho this. We just got 5 million from Chelsea for Sancho. Use some of that 5 million and pay off the difference and keep it moving.
Was his deal? Was it left on his deal?
I think he's got a year left. Garnacho.
Not Garnacho. Sancho.
Oh, Sancho. Oh, sorry, Sancho. Yeah, sorry. I stand corrected. Yeah, Sancho's got a year left on his deal. I think it's a year left.
One.
Buy him out.
Yeah, just one.
Buy him out.
Just buy him out.
He's on what? 350 a week?
I think 250. I think it's 250.
Jeez. These contracts you get these people, boy. Jeez.
Yeah, and it's the old regime.
Yeah,
I don't even put it on on this regime because they didn't give him that deal. It's like, just pay him off.
But you could take the 5 million.
Yeah.
Ask him to take that as compensation and have him renegotiate the salary that he can get down to 160 or whatever it is, and you just paying the difference, basically.
That's legit it. Basics. You just got 5 million from Chelsea for him. You use some of that 5 million.
Use that as a sweetener for the deal.
Use that, and then the rest of that money that's left over, you know what you could do? Use that for Rashford. And then use that for whoever else. Garnacho's not on big money. Anthony's not on big money. Onana not on big money. So you're cool with them. The two big ones are in regards to wages of Sancho and Rashford. Use it. It's got 5 million for Chelsea for nothing. Split that. 2.5 million each. And it probably won't even come to that depending on the deal they strike with their new club. It's World Cup year as well. I keep saying this. Yeah. Players want to play. Players are not sitting out a World Cup year. Hell no. So make it crystal clear, you will not play here. You will not play here this season. Find a club. Guarantee you these players are going to find it because people are injured. Teams want Rashford. Teams are interested in Sancho. And the rest. There's been strong links. Where to pots? Every pot has a cover. Every single sort. It's like, just make it work. But again, Manchester United's biggest obstacle is Manchester United. We just do dumb shit. I just can't call it anything else. And I don't believe that the people in charge are stupid. I believe they're actually they function in life. So therefore, you're just really bad at your job. You're just really this bad at your job.
With no consequences.
No obstacle, yeah. Oh, yeah, with no consequences whatsoever. Zero. You can take us backwards on the pitch and people are going to laud you. People are going to criticize me more for criticizing them than the actual board itself. I have people tell me, why are you complaining about the ownership? The ownership took us backwards. Or did they not? Did we not just have the season we just had under their ownership? Because if it went the flip side and we played well and finished top 3 under this own, it would have been all hail them. But I remember, again, I'll keep stating this. I remember the conversation surrounding this ownership when they was getting into place, and footballing structure and best in class and what they was gonna do. I remember all of these conversations. Everyone's quiet on that now. Like they didn't say what they said. Everyone's super silent on that. But rather than that, I was hearing about Omar like we in the wild. He was going to do this, he was going to do that. Wilcox was going to do this, was going to do that. Footballing structure and bringing in these teams and Ashworth and direct. And this footballing structure is taking us backwards. We have fallen off, even worse. All right. Flawless, are you willing to lose out on a striker by paying off Sancho? Yes. Yes,
no,
I'd be willing to.
I don't think you'd be spending that much, though.
No, but
I don't think it would cost you significantly.
It wouldn't cost you a striker, but I'm just going one further. Like, I've already said this. If Cunha was our only signing, then it mean we got rid of everyone and accepted. That's how much I want these lot gone. As much as we need a new goalkeeper and we need midfielders and we need, if all of these players who need to leave went and we only brought in Cunha, I'd take that for a year. But would I be willing to lose out on a striker by paying up? Yes. Even though I'd like word to Pops, I don't think it would cost Manchester United that. I think we'd be all right. And Shabu says Sancho would just run the contract down and get a signing on bonus with his new team. If he was to leave now, he would lose out on millions as he wouldn't get what he's right now. And I understand that. Hence why I'm saying pay him the money he's owed. I'd do what Sancho's doing right now. If you pay me, I am not losing out on 100K a week because you want to get rid of me. That is 400K per month. That is over 12 million in the year. I am not losing 12 million a year because you don't rate me. I don't care. Pay me. I'm not losing 1 million. I don't care, millionaire or not, professional football. I am not losing out on 12 million a year or whatever it costs. 10 million. I'm not losing out $1 million a year. So the club, I see Nuruddin mention this in one of his titles. It's the club's fault. Pay him. Pay him.
No, but what you just said is that's 5 million a year. You said 100 a week, 400 a month. 12 4 is 48. That's 4.8 million. That's 5 million. That's the 5 million.
There you go. There you go.
Between the two players, that's 10 million.
No, but that's Sancho's 5 million. Here's the 5 million. Buy. Well, I'm buying you off. Here.
And to Tim, who says they're combined. Yeah, he says they're combined on more than 500K a week salary. It costs United a pretty penny. We just got 5 million from Chelsea for Sancho. Use that to get rid of them both. We just got 5 million. 3 money. We just got 5. This is well documented. We got 5 million for Chelsea. So whatever it costs to pay these two off and then get transfer fees for both of them, because that's what it would be. You have to pay the cost to do business. And when you do bad business, is what it is. Cut your losses. We've all heard that. And in the essence, you ain't losing out. You're winning.
That's horrible.
Them off the wage budgets.
500K a week. Oh my gosh.
That's the old way. This is what you inherit.
2 million a month for 2 players, yo.
Was Rash and Sancho together. Yeah.
It is. But that's the old regime. This is what you inherit. You inherit a mess. Don't complain about the problems. You wanted to be Manchester United ownership. This is what comes with it. Because you knew this beforehand. Because you know how I know they knew this beforehand? Because I knew this beforehand. Everyone knew what was going on at Manchester United before. When you launched the bid to buy us, you knew what you was getting into. Knew the problems that was here. We knew the players and what money they was on and big wages and all the issues that was surrounding the football club. So yeah, like I say, for the salaries right here, you've just made 5 million. So you pay them off, and then you get transfer fees for them both, which you could get. Let's say you get 20. Let's say you get 30.
The other option is just send them on loan.
That's another one.
Send both of them on loan for another year, end the contract. Use the differential to pay the costs, because again, the wages that they can get, you're gonna pay. So let somebody else pay part of the wages. 5 million. We just said if Sancho's on 100 plus a week, you pay the additional 100. That's 5 million for him. I mean, you gotta look for more for Rashford, but that's another option. I mean, you're not gonna get any transfer fees, but ultimately they're not at the club for another year hanging around with a bad smell. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah. If they stay, that's all it's gonna be. It's just gonna be a bad smell.
Yeah.
The honest truth, right, is you guys, your coach needs to set the expectation to Rashford and Garnacho and be like, you two, you ain't playing this season. And then they will force them hands and they gotta get with the club and go and find another club.
But they know that already. But they know that already, Barnes. They know that there's nothing for them at Old Trafford. But it's up to Old Trafford to get them out. Otherwise, they can just get paid.
And I think it's easy to do. If you make it crystal clear, you will not play here. It's a World Cup year. They're going to want to play. Rashford's going to play. He's going to want to play, sorry. Same way Garnacho's going to want to be there for Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just freeze them out and let them and their agents and combine, all right, we're going to find you a move. by lowering fees, pay them off wages, lower transfer fees, which then clears up wages. If you clear it, we could clear $2 million a week in wages.
That's 24 million in 1 year between two players that we gone.
Comfortably, and that's not even including the rest. We already let 330K go with the 3 players released with Eriksson, Evans, and Lindelof. Never mind adding in a Garnacho. Never mind adding in an Anthony, whatever he's on. Like, the list is simple. But again, incompetence. And people wonder, well, why do you like the ownership?
I think you're in for a long season again, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I'm fully aware.
You'll be better than last season.
I don't know about that.
I don't. You aren't 50.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
Nah, not 50. Nah.
Nah. Because Brighton, let's be honest. Brighton has gotten worse. Right?
Brentford will get worse when you buy Mbeumo.
Brentford is worse.
Brentford, I hear it. Yes, Brentford, I hear it. Brighton, we know they
Joe Pedro.
Yeah, but they got that job. They got the replacement already. It's Brighton.
Yeah. Brighton can start out no Barnes. You know that. They haven't just lost Joe Pedro.
I just
you know that the next guy. You know the next guy is already on his way. They got a guy already on his way.
I know.
Don't need to help me feel better. I live in the harsh reality of what it is. That's what it is, and that's why people don't like when I say this shit. It's like, all right, people, but the same way I'll crash on Arsenal and let people know what's short, or whether it's Liverpool if they fall short, I'll say I'm even more critical of my own club. Like, you lot know what this is. I'll know what Manchester United are on, and whether I'm checked into the season but the day before the season starts. Our season is it's transfer window dependent. We do what we're supposed to, which ain't a lot. We'll be fine. If we actually bring in some players like Mbeumo, Cunha, the rest, etc., striker, goalkeeper, midfielder, just 5, fine. Get rid of players, fine. It's really, really not difficult. But again, incompetence clashes with the simple things, and you see it. Like getting rid of these players, which is the easiest shit in the world. It's easy to do. It's not difficult. It's not at all. I don't believe it. But we'll see in regards to it. But yeah, it's transfer window dependent. Do I hold out much hope for this lot? No. But that's the one good thing they've done is the transfer. That's one side of things they seem to be on point with his incomings. And they did well with outgoings. But it seems to just be a severe lack of urgency, which is extremely baffling. We're not like a team who finished 15th. It don't seem like the aim is to fix it, like, and improve, and this won't happen again. But I could be wrong. To Sancho, gotta be 40-45 million fee. Rashford the same. Garnacho, why? Why do they have to be that fee? Talo, who says that? Why do they have to be that fee? Why does Sancho have to be 40-45? Why does Rashford have to be 50 million? Why does Garnacho have to be them fees? What have they done to warrant those fees? 45-50 million. And they can warrant those fees, but someone got to pay them.
Yeah, it's true.
The market, you can value players at whatever you want. You can value your entire squad at 200 million. If no one's willing to pay that, it don't matter. The market determines your worth. Yeah. People don't want Garnacho for these. People want players, but not for these prices.
Yeah.
You just move them on.
They got update on Guehi.
Go on, what's the update?
Liverpool are now in direct discussions with Guehi. The move is set to accelerate. Guehi only wants Liverpool move from Dave O'Cott.
Thoughts?
Bring him. As Pop said, better than Kwanzaa, upgrade. We get squad depth. We know Joey G probably ain't moving on, so you got your 4.
Yep.
What you saying on it, Pops?
Yeah, that's it. Get him in. You short one, you need 1. You need 4. Joey G is probably in that 4 spot. You got option. If you get him in, you also got option then to look at Kanate and say, you know something? He can play on the right, you know. You really want to hang around, or what you want to do? Because again, it's a World Cup year. It's a World Cup year. Konate wants to be in the French team, and he's a big part of it as it stands.
Yep.
No, first.
I would like him to sign, to be honest, as all. Just get settled. This is a disruption I didn't need. We just added 2 wide players with wing backs, right and left back. You got a Virgin in the middle of the park with Konate. At least you got stability. If you got to move him around or you ain't sure, that's saying that you don't want. Spine set. You want your spine set. You add the pieces on the outside. But some people think Konate's eyes are already set on the white kit, so we'll see.
Do you think his eyes are set on the white kit?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not 100. Like I said, I feel there's a possibility that he stays, but it would mean them giving him what he asks for, as opposed to a negotiation. I think they lowballed him, and that's why he at the point that he at now. But if he wants it, then I'd rather he just says, yeah, that's what he's doing. I can play for a year and then they're going. I say, all right, cool, what he's saying? You gotta make a decision now. You as a club gotta make a decision. You want to freeze him out. As the old people say, you want to spite your cut off your nose to spite your face. That's up to you. Put him on the bench and pay him 70 grand a week or 80 grand, whatever. It's less than 100 grand a week for a year for nothing, or he's selling him on for a reduced fee because he in his last year, much like how we saying we don't want to pay 45 to 50 million for Guehi. How much we expect to get for Konate then if we sell him in his last year?
Yeah, good point.
So you'd still be a man short though.
Yeah,
you'd still be one short. If you were to sell Konate and get Guehi, you're still looking for another player though.
100%.
That just gives you 3 still with ones are gone, so you're still looking for another one.
Yeah, that's fair.
The transfer window has a long way to go, and it's still going to be very interesting. Still a lot of ups and downs, and by the time it's finished, then we'll be able to see what really going to happen, who in the shake up and who isn't. Whether flawless it will be 15th or 10th, or some people saying top 6 or whatever. I don't know what miracles they expect, but Mbeumo and Cunha together full season will move you significantly from 15th, though. Significantly, you know that.
Oh yeah,
you keep the 2 of them on the pitch.
Put you in the top 10.
Hear what you just said though.
Hear what
you just said though. Keeping those 2 on the pitch. Does the matter? Does he play them? Yes. Does he play them in the correct positions? I don't know about all that.
Well, if he doesn't, then he leaves, isn't it? Because he on strong ground.
He getting sacked regardless.
He going into
know
next
that
season in a strong position. He looking over his shoulder and looking at the fixtures now and saying, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. And he already got the calculator out and working on how much points he can need. You laughing, but you know it because you saying he got till Christmas. Somebody saying he got till October. Somebody saying he got till we play. Whoever. I'm sure people already drawing lines in the calendar saying, are the fixtures out? Yeah. If we ain't got 20 points by here, he gotta go. If he ain't got it, already there. So he knows.
All well and good for us.
Even with his nonsense, this white flag waving that he said, well, if they want to sack me, and all that rubbish that you spouting, he already knows that he put himself in a really stupid position.
Yep.
But then,
really stupid position.
He did, but then the board, I can say it, other people can say it. Will the board do it? They've already shown their incompetence because we've been here before. And they backed a guy who wasn't theirs. Like with the Ten Hag situation, they backed him like he was their hire. This is a guy.
Then see here now. This is where you gotta see.
Go.
If you, like I said, if you fumble the Mbeumo deal, because this is the man he wants clearly. If you fumble that deal, then is he really backed by them? Because they made him come when he shouldn't be there. Because he spent all the money with Ten Hag and then say, you know something? Yeah, we can fire you now. Having done all the interviews and looked all through Europe for a manager beforehand, we can give you more money, then fire you, which was idiotic. Then force a man to leave and come to the club knowing that he can't buy any players. But he doesn't play the system that you currently got. Again, idiotic. So they were idiotic. He was idiotic to take the job. But now he put himself in a very bad position, and it's all dependent on what happens in the summer. If you can't get rid of the likes of Garnacho and Rashford and Sancho and get Mbeumo and Cunha and the likes in, the proper players in, he's still saying to himself, well, Jesus, I ain't got much chance here, to be honest. because I still got the same odds and ends and bits and pieces that we want to get rid of.
But they got training, man. You know what I'm saying? They can learn the system.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. That's what I was told.
Okay.
Yeah, with the summer, with the preseason, they can learn the system and get better.
Yeah. So Garnacho, Sancho, and Rashford in preseason. We better. I on board with that. No, I on board with that. Yeah, let me run it back.
Yeah, you're gonna have new players. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? And
let me run it back, man. Run it back, man.
I swear, dog. It's a good job I was
Rasmus 2025. Let me run it back, man.
Some of the shit that my fan base, that people supporters tell me on stream, not so much on stream, in chats and on socials, is baffling. It's baffling. Like it is, but he is going to get sacked. It's just but again, it's a question of when, not if. Will they pull the? I tell you this, they don't pull the trigger at the right moment. I'll tell you that much. He'll be on a bad run. Genuinely be on a bad run, and they'll be mad. One of the titles of this show is going to be, should Amorim be sacked? Amorim close to the end, certain along them lines in around September, October, November, probably multiple times. And they won't, because they did it with Ten Hag. And like I said, Ten Hag wasn't their guy, and they backed him. So what are they going to do with someone who they've actually invested and picked, and people will look at you more funny? Like, sacking Ten Hag isn't on you. You made it a problem because you failed to sack him when you should have. But if you would have sacked him when you would, we wouldn't have looked at that as your mistake, because you didn't hire him. But you lot are that incompetent. You made a mistake that wasn't yours. Your mistake.
Yeah.
You didn't commit the crime. Why
you gave him an extension, didn't they?
Extended contract.
Yeah.
After agreeing to get rid of him.
Yeah. that was the mistake. You should have sacked him then.
Agreed to get rid of him. Yeah. Interviewed another manager. Couldn't find one. So went back to him. Excuse me?
Yeah. The tough part for you, though, Flawless, is that you sack Amorim. Where do you go next?
What, in regards to in the season? Yeah, interim. Go get interim.
Do you think they go for interim?
No.
They made the same mistake they made with Amorim. Nah, they ain't gonna choice.
They go hire someone, go force someone.
Pull the trigger the wrong time, they ain't gonna choice.
Nah, they gonna force the next guy out of his job. And then he gonna get that. He gonna get Amorim, and then we gonna be back here in 2020. I'm telling you.
Why? What, they gonna go after Fabregas?
This shit a repeat. I'm telling you, it's a repeat. We've watched the seasons before. They gonna do the same shit. Because they didn't sack Amorim when they were supposed to. He then gonna get sacked. They then gonna bring, rather than actually get interim in, they then gonna bring in the next guy, probably force him out of his job because he's just seen what's happened to Amorim. Say it's now or never. He's gonna join. It's gonna go woefully bad, and then we'll get to the end of 2026 season and we're back in the same predicament. That manager should be sacked. They'll keep him. Then we'll go to the 2027 season. That manager will eventually get sacked. They'll force another manager out of his job. I'm telling you, these people don't learn, man. Then they'll force him out of his job. It will go bad. It might go a little bit better. Then eventually he'll be there. Maybe he lasted a couple seasons. Then it goes to 2029 because you kind of just stand. I'm telling you, man. People don't learn. I'm telling you. It's the exact same shit. I've been saying the same things for over 12 months now. I've been getting asked the same questions. I've been saying the same thing. The manager name is just different. I'm telling you. And they're going to do the same mistake. I'm going to get sacked. Everyone's going to go. They should get interim and they're going to go get a permanent. And what's crazy is they even planned for the permanent. I don't think they planned for it now. They're not looking at the season that it can go wrong. There's no life. It's the Titanic. They put no lifeboats on there. Maybe put a lifeboat on there, just in case you hear iceberg or some shit. But nah, no lifeboat.
You can't be worse than 15th. That's what they're saying. You can't be worse than 15th.
You can't be worse than 15th, and then we finish 16th. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I think happened. Here's what I think happened. We're going to stay for the whole season. Because this is their guy that they brought in. And they're gonna allow him, regardless of what bad results, they're gonna allow him to get rid of the prior players and bring in his players. They're going to be okay with the results. If you brought him in, you have to do that. You have to take the rough before it gets smooth.
There's no smooth.
You got 3 weeks, Barnes. You got 3 weeks basically to do that. To get rid of them and bring the ones that you need. You got 3 weeks. So
if they don't
know is let's see.
I agree. If they don't do it in this window of Pops, you can't sack him. You got to let him ride with the team until the next window, and then you have to. And then you go around a carousel like a hamster.
Yeah, facts. But you know what is the hamster's dead. Let's just go around. Hamster's dead. Hamster is strapped. The hamster is out cold on the carousel wheel, man. Just going round and round. It's stuck to it. The hamster's been dead. He's just going round still. I'm telling you. Hamster's done. Like it's a wrap. Like they'll sack him. You know why? Because the noise will be too much. Because they sacked Ten Hag for if his results are anything like Ten Hag's, like points wise, style wise, etc., they'll sack him. They'll fold. They'll fold. Noise will be too much. Way, way, way too much. And because you quote unquote backed him with better players as well, they'll sack him. And the thing is, there's no plan.
No, there isn't.
They have not identified, all right, what happens if this goes wrong? And then they'll panic. And then they won't do the smart thing and go get an interim. Which actually, they'll probably get interim initially like they did with Root. And then actually get a permanent manager. And then his results go bad. And everyone will go, hey, I'm him 2.0. I'm telling you, man.
Bring back Ali for the interim.
Yeah, you know what? If you weren't managing, I'm with it. Interim Ali would have been calm. But go get Rude. So he did it, but he did it last season. Yeah, because did he not get set? He got let go by left to right.
Yeah,
he got let go.
Oh, yeah. So go and get Rude then.
Rude did a good job when he was here last time. I'm saying 1 3 out of 4. You just have him to the end of the season, and then you can sit down and actually assess. All right, here's the manager that we're gonna go get. But again, sensible.
Better hope you get relegated.
All right, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. It's just, you know what? It'd be vibes though. I ain't gonna lie. We'll go to some more games. Be able to get tickets.
United get relegated, and Wrexham comes into the Prem. That would be mad. That would be must.
Yeah, Wrexham. Are they in championship?
Championship, B.
Yeah, they just got promoted. Yeah.
Oh, they just got promoted. Oh yeah, because they got the free. That's it. Yeah, but we won't because they'll sack him before it gets to that. And plus, I don't know what the teams are leveled. I don't know what the level of the teams are coming up either. I don't know what they're saying. I've not watched anything about them. Don't know. Don't know anything about them, or don't know any transfer business they've done as well. But we'll see. And yeah, Marvin.
Burnley, Sunderland, right? Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland. Is it 3?
Yeah. Correct.
So hopefully Leeds get relegated. That'd be good fun. I've seen them get relegated a few times. So yeah, seeing Leeds get relegated would be good fun. Again.
Prime CU about cricket championship show.
Yeah, what? It'd be fun. It'd be fun. I'd be at games. You know what I'm saying? You know the amount of teams around Manchester, like up north, where you can go to away. Lit. 100%. And we're interested to see who stops making content, who stops supporting. United have terrible decision makers from the board to the play. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's dreadful, literally from top to bottom. Again, there's no adults in the room, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Hopefully, I'm here in a month's time or 5-6 weeks time talking about the signings we've brought in and the players that we've let go and go, hey, you know what? Props to you, you turn that around and go get these players. But we'll see. But you lot run up the likes, hit the subscribe button as well. Anything you might want to add before we close out? Anything we not spoke about?
You start the season against Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal's our first game.
Yeah.
That was our first game.
We got a tough second game.
You should use your second game.
We gotta go St. James Park.
Oh yeah. We will be there.
Yeah.
We will be there. We will be there. 100% we will be there. We will be there. Without doubt, yeah. Take your time with it. We will be there.
We back to one game at a time? One at a time.
Hey, Pops, don't do that. We only got one game a week. So yes, one game at a time. Like we doing it. One game a week. You can only do one game at a time. Actually, that might be 2 because we might be in the Carabao Cup second round or whatever it is when it starts.
Yeah, you actually can kick off early. Yeah, you gotta kick off early.
Yeah, we kick off early. So I think August. Shit, I might be at the carnival when that shit kicks off. Legit. You know, I might not get that stream. I don't know. I might if it's a Monday. I might not even be here. I ain't gonna lie. Baby. It might be. I might not even be here, yo. You might have laughing. But I don't know when it starts. But yeah, one game at a time. So it is. Like I said, I don't know whether I'm tapped in or not for the season. Big up to TJ as well, man.
Big up TJ.
Big up TJ. Man.
It's easy to take it one game at a time. Make sure you lot subscribe to TJ Warren TV. Takachi says, yo, pro clubs versus your team soon. Is Catch, by the way. Whenever Catch. Let me know when. When you saying? Let me know when. Let me know when.
Let me see if you in one. Hold on. Let me see if I see. Is United
ready when you're ready? Let's see.
Is United in this one? Hold on. I don't think you were.
So what are we like third round then?
Yeah, I think you're in. Well, no, this is your first round. Let me see if I can see second round. But I probably won't. You're not in the first round, that's for sure. No, you're not in your first round. So you second. You might be second round still.
It might be second round. That's what I was thinking. And to Catch, he said socials. Yeah. Yes, it's flawless. Or just hit my email on the thing, actually. Either that or yes, it's flawless. Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, shout me. Let me know. And big up to Sham as well for the super chat. Appreciate it. I almost said power chat. Big up Sham for the super chat.
Big up, Sham.
He says, big up Flawless Pops and Barnes for this Barbados edition. Chat, don't forget to like this stream. Also subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV. Your hashtag, you'll never walk alone. Big up, man. Yes, man. Make sure you subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV, people. Link is in the title. Link's not only in the title where you can click it, opens up a new tab. It's underneath in the description, not just on this live stream, every live stream on the channel. Also on the feature channel page, or you can just go to the YouTube search bar and type it in yourself, people. What I'm saying is there's ample ways to find the channel, Bayesian Reds TV. Make sure you subscribe to the OGs over there. What else was I going to say? Is that everything with you lot? Is there anything more? That's pretty much it, isn't it?
That's it, man. Yeah.
It is. Hey, Pops, anything you want to add before we close out? The usual stuff.
Now I'll just say, Auf Wiedersehen, mein Bruder.
This guy with Germany, you know.
You go German, though.
Yeah. We got the chat, man.
Hey, Bam, let them know what you lot got coming up on Bayesian Reds TV over the next week, over the summer transfer window months, etc.
Yeah, for us, Tuesday I got a one-on-one with Drifty on a transfer window. That's going to be live, like 6:30 your time on Tuesday. Working on a couple more. Matt to follow probably on the 12th of July. Matt from Coppish as well. And then I go on holiday, and then we got to work on some other more Flawless and some others, but I'm not going to mention names.
Yeah, shout me whenever you already know, man. Whenever we'll pattern that and get that sorted and that. We'll get that sorted. And yeah, Pops is bilingual, man. Don't get misunderstood. I'm saying he's bilingual. But you lot, yeah, again, continue to run up the likes. If you followed me, Catch, follow the Sarcasm City TV one, and I hit you back with a follow on there. Sarcasm City TV on Instagram, and I hit you with a follow back after this, Catch. And we'll pattern what's it called? Do you lot stream games? I'll ask you lot. I might as well ask you now. Do you lot stream the games to YouTube channel, play Twitch, whatever the case may be? Big up again, Sham, for the chat as well. I mean, super chat as well. Big up to everyone who's enjoyed the show. Also, you lot absolute real ones. There is a playlist for this show if this is your favorite show on the channel, people. There's a playlist for it as well.
Talk about Bayesian Red versus Sarcasm City Pro clubs. Nah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. These men don't play clubs. You're a joke, man. Grown with families and shit. You know what I'm saying? They got serious adulting to do, man. Can't be out here playing games. They got serious adulting to do.
I'm Prime, just so you know. Pops was born in Germany, so yes, he speaks German.
Speaks fluent German and that. That's it. What was I gonna say? So yeah, follow the playback. Speaking of pro clubs, people, obviously playoffs is Thursday, but yeah, make sure follow the Playback Sarcasm, www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv, or just download the Playback app from your app store. You see it right there on the screen, people. Of course, when the Premier League is back and all of the European football is back, that'll be over there. But we're currently doing Club World Cup watch-alongs over there. Gaming content is over there as well. So check it out, playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv, or you just download the Playback app from your app store, people. And on top of that, this show, all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling shows, and gaming content, all the shows you see on the YouTube are available on all audio platforms. So if you're on Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV and you get this audio form only, people. Maybe you don't want YouTube using up all your data. Maybe you don't want to see our faces. Maybe you just prefer to listen audio only. Spotify, follow, 5-star us. iTunes, Apple Podcast, all you iPhone users. You know what I'm saying? All you blue text duns, even though you text is WhatsApp. Go to iTunes, Apple Podcast, 5-star us on there, people. Same, follow on SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts. And if there's an audio platform we're not on, let me know. If there's an audio platform you listen to your podcasts on and we are not there, let me know and I'll get it on there, people. See that? Go above and beyond for you lot. So let me know. So yeah, again, please make sure, man, follow across all socials as well. Sarcasm City TV. Yes, it's Flawless is the new 12 also as well. Is anybody live before we close out, people? And I know I've not updated it yet, but I will be updating after this for next week's schedule. So you'll see all the shows that are coming up. So of course, you get the Man United, all the Manchester United shows, all the crossover shows, United City, United Chelsea, United Spurs, United Arsenal, of course, the Bayesian show, the Yardman show, Q&As, gaming content, etc., etc. All of that stuff, people. All of that stuff. And one more like gets up to 60 likes as well. Well, yeah, I don't think anyone is live. I genuinely don't think anyone's live. Matting. Everyone's slacking. It's crazy.
No one's live.
I'm very surprised. That never happens in this space at any time. There's normally even like, is it the time difference? Someone's live over the other side of the world or something?
You know what it is? A lot of sports now are done. NBA is done.
Yeah, some of
hockey's done. No American football. Football done. It's just Club World Cup and no games in playing right now.
Yeah, games in right now.
Yeah, pretty much everything done right now out of season. So that's probably why people sleeping, catching some rest, some Z's, recharging your batteries because you can come fast and furious.
That's it. I already know the season gonna be crazy.
Yeah, bro. Literally the day I get back, Flawless, the very next day is Community Shield.
Oh shit! What date's the Community Shield?
10th.
Shit.
Of August, and then we play on the 15th. Start the season, and then everybody else Saturday, Sunday. Liverpool starts the season on the 15th to Friday.
It's basically July, you know. You got preseason in a couple of weeks.
Coming up in 2 weeks in July.
Yeah.
Preseason starting middle of July.
Yep.
Mad thing.
And then it's all running again.
I know. Yeah, it's mad. You know what? Let me set one up then, Prime, since you mentioned it. How many people's there? 1 second.
You got a new one on the clips?
Yeah, new one on the clips because it kind of slowed down because obviously I was busy, number one, and then two was sorting out the Twitter. But yeah, let me see what's on there. Let's see what Prime's running there. Yeah, Prime will pattern it. Let's see what's what. Let me see. Just having a look now. See what Prime's got on there.
What Prime got?
Oh yeah. There was a question I got asked. Would you lot? What was it? Oh, what was the question that I got asked? For 200K a week, would you lot play for United? Both. I'm asking you both.
Huh?
For 200K a week, you're a professional. Would you play for Manchester United? Nah. What are you saying, Barnes?
Nah.
That's crazy. So yeah, that's what it was.
No.
Yeah, that was man called it. They are stuck 200K a week. They are stuck the foolishness. That is hilarious. That one, yo. That's hilarious. All right, let me set this up real quick.
Okay,
No.
Yeah, I said, you lot, we discussed it on. It was on Back Again. We discussed it. Literally, I'm just trying to set this up right now as we speak.
Money
yeah, man. Definitely. Yo, are you crazy? Oh shit, I need to do. So yeah, people are gonna send you over to the Clips channel. But we're literally one short of 200 subscribers. But hit the like button on here, subscribe, all that good stuff, people, as well. Literally.
Get in for this premiere just to come on.
Yeah, we spoke about it. It was on back again. We spoke about it. Yeah, a couple weeks ago? I think it was like a couple weeks ago. Give me 1 second. I'm just setting it up now as we speak.
Man, say he's singing "You Never Walk Alone" at the top of my lungs for 200K a week, man.
200K a week, of course, but 200K a week. Are you mad? 200K a week. What? 200K a week. I despise Liverpool, but not that much. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand Liverpool FC, but hey, you making me and the next generation rich. 100%. 200K a week. What's that? 800K a month. Giving me nearly $1 million a month. What are we doing? That is good. That is eating well.
It's United.
Eating well.
That shirt getting on my skin ain't gonna work for me.
Nah. I might break out in a rush.
I'll be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, be all right.
I think doing this shameless video I supported my whole life. I got posters on my wall. I got posters on my wall. The rankings,
man. 100%, man. Start doing the everything. Start talking about players I didn't see. Oh yeah, I remember watching.
Flawless. Would you play for Liverpool for 200 a week?
Yes, absolutely.
And you'll sing "You Never
play for
Walk."
100. It's not like you play for 100.
Yes, 200K a week. Yes, absolutely. I'd start talking about players I've never seen. Oh yeah, I watched Alan Hansen. I'm a 90s baby.
Alan Hansen.
Alan Hansen.
Kenny Dalglish.
Kenny Dalglish. Players I never watched. Ian Rush.
I watched Joe Fagan and Alan Hill.
That's what it is. I'm talking about players I've never seen. Yeah, man, watched Alan Hansen, man. Quality. That's what we talking about here. Yeah, Bob Blazy. Yeah, my idol. You know what I'm saying? And all this type of stuff.
Kiss the badge and stuff too.
Yeah, for 200K a week. Yes. You have made me a millionaire. Thank you. You have delivered. That's what it is. 200K a week. I'm trying to be rich, man. Call that. What we doing? I'm trying to be rich. I don't know about you two and everyone else. Because you said it. Yeah, Lewis said, you don't see on the clip. Lewis spoke on it. He wasn't with it. Troops was with it. He wasn't. I can't remember what month said. But yeah. Speaking of that, back again to tomorrow, depending on what time zone you're in today as well, people. Probably like 2 p.m. UK time. Or else, you lot don't complain about being late. It's a free show. What's wrong with you lot? You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking free show, and people want to complain about being goddamn late. Like, a free show. But then defending people who get paid millions. Yes. Bye, people. We're going to close out. I think I've set that up. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. United Liverpool Pod, Barbados edition on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Bless.